It is July 11th, and on Today in Murder, we discussed the murder of former boxing champion Wallace "Bud" Smith. From this point forward, we are only going to be referring Wallace "Bud" Smith as simply Bud. Bud was born in Cincinnati, Ohio on April 2nd of 1924. Growing up, Bud was very interested in the sport of boxing as a whole. Bud was a rising star in the boxing world and eventually would become a very decorated fighter. Soon Bud became the 1947 AAU featherweight champion. He won Chicago's 1948 lightweight Golden Gloves inter-city tournament. In this tournament, he won with a furious attack against Louis Ortiz, achieving a knockout in 2 minutes and 45 seconds of the second round. He represented the United States at the 1948 Olympic Games in the lightweight division. To get this spot on the team, he had to defeat Chuck Davey of Michigan State University. Chuck is a man who has now been inducted into both the Michigan State University and the State of Michigan Sports Hall of Fames. It goes without saying that Bud was a pretty good fighter, and this was just his amateur career. It's reported he ended his amateur career with a very good record of 52 wins and 4 losses. On November 29th, 1948, Bud debuted his professional boxing career with a bang. Bud knocked out Torpedo Tinsley in the first round with a message he wasn't someone to be taken lightly. Over the next 7 years, Bud established himself as one of the world's top lightweights. This shows greatly with victories over top-rated Red Top Davis, Orlando Zuetta, and Arthur Persley. On June 29, 1955, Bud faced Jimmy Carter, who was a 3-time world lightweight champion. For the fight, the odds were a 4-1 against Bud. After a 15-round split decision at Boston Garden to take the title, Bud came out victorious, giving Carter potentially the biggest beatdown of his career. 4 months later, he would defend his title against Carter, winning once again with a unanimous decision this time. Wallace "Bud" Smith formally retired from boxing in 1959. The years passed by, and Bud dropped out of the public spotlight, but his life was far from an easy one, and with several run-ins with the law. But the good-natured Bud was a popular figure in his neighborhood nevertheless. On July 11th, 1973, former champion was taking a walk through his neighborhood. Bud saw a man beating up a woman. Bud rushed over to step in and help this woman in a time of need. After a struggle, the man initially beating the woman pulled a gun and shot Bud in the head, killing him instantly. Wallace "Bud" Smith was just 44 years old. It is July 11th. I'm your host, Dawson Toller, and on Today in Murder, that was the tragic murder of professional boxing champion Wallace "Bud" Smith.